power-filled prayer.
My.
The essence of power-filled prayer. I just love how God, through His Word, has a way of stepping right into our journey. Identifying the areas that are so greatly needed for His presence and power, grace and mercy. And then giving us, not only exposing the need so beautifully, but then providing what only He can do, which is the appropriate solution to the need. This is one of those power-packed parables of Jesus. We spent time talking about forgiveness. We spent time talking about giving. The Lord is leading us to spend some time here now talking about this aspect of prayer, pride. And I guarantee you that if you spend some time in this text, spend some time in this word, and even as you go home, spend some more time in the text, you will not come out of this study time the same person. Because no matter how good you think you are,
Look out.
there's always something God needs to do in and through you.
Come on, Red.
Does anybody want to say amen? Am I going to have to preach this to the camera, play it back and listen to it myself? The text just takes, let's just dive right into this thing because it's a beautiful thing. We've got the 3 life lessons I'd like to share with you today. It opens up in these opening verses. I'm going to go to the Amplified Bible as it expands the original text. And as we read, it said, it opens up in the Amplified by saying, He, Jesus, also told this parable to some, the Amplified expands it, to some people who trusted in themselves and were confident that they were righteous. That is, that they were upright in the right standing with God. And scorned and made nothing of all the rest of men. And then it said, verse 2, men went up into the temple, the enclosure there, to pray. The one was a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee took his stand ostentatiously and began to pray thus before and with himself. God, I thank you that I am not as the rest of men, extortioners, robbers, swindlers, unrighteous and hard in life, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I gain. Life lesson 1, if you jot it down, spend some time with the characters of the Bible here. The posture and pride of self-righteous prayer. The posture and pride of self-righteous prayer is a barrier to God's blessings. Be humble. The posture and pride of self-righteous prayer is a barrier to God's blessings. Be humble. Jesus opens up by, before he lays out the illustration, and again, these are real life stories that Jesus laying on the scene, something that many would have been familiar with seeing, even though they didn't perhaps understand it from a spiritual